Did you know that some people have managed to die in ways so spectacularly stupid that they literally redefined what it means to win a Darwin Award? What about the fact that someone once used dynamite for dental work and got exactly the results you'd expect? Today we're counting down the 15 most absolutely mind-boggling ways people have managed to remove themselves from the gene pool through sheer stupidity. Alright, let's get into it. Number 15. The electric chair, escapee's electric ending. Starting off our countdown with the most ironically twisted fate in criminal justice history. In 1989, Michael Anderson Godwin, a convicted murderer from South Carolina, had successfully avoided execution in the electric chair when his death sentence was commuted to life in prison. He must have thought he'd dodged the ultimate bullet, but fate apparently has a dark sense of humor. While sitting naked on the steel toilet in his prison cell, Michael decided to fix his television's earphones by biting into the electrical wire to strip it. The current traveled through the wire into his mouth, through his body, and down to the metal toilet, electrocuting him to death. Michael Anderson Godwin literally escaped the electric chair only to create his own electric chair in his bathroom. The man who avoided state execution ended up executing himself with the exact same method the state had planned to use on him. When you dodge death row just to accidentally recreate it in your cell, you've achieved legendary levels of dark irony. Number 14. The Snake Charmer's Last Call. Moving on to Wayne Roth from Pittston, Pennsylvania, who redefined what it means to tough it out. In 1997, Wayne decided to impress people by handling his friend's cobra because apparently common sense was having a day off. Predictably, the cobra bit him, but instead of rushing to the hospital like any rational human being would do, Wayne declared, "I'm a man, I can handle it," and headed straight to the local bar to drink away the venom. Yes, this man thought alcohol was an antidote to cobra poison. Wayne spent hours at the bar, probably telling everyone how tough he was while cobra venom slowly shut down his nervous system. He died later that night, proving that sometimes toxic masculinity is literally toxic. When you choose beer over medical treatment after a venomous snake bite, you've earned your spot on this list. Number 13. The Chimney Grenade. Here's where home improvement meets explosive stupidity. In 2005, Marco had a blocked chimney in his workshop and decided the solution was obvious. Attach a hand grenade to a chain and use it to clean the obstruction. Now, you might think the story ends with him dropping a grenade down the chimney, but no. Marco's plan was even more elaborate. He was going to weld the grenade to the chain first because apparently he wanted his improvised chimney cleaning tool to be permanent. While welding the live grenade, it exploded, killing him instantly. The chimney remained perfectly intact, mocking his entire effort. This man basically looked at a blocked chimney and thought, you know what this situation needs? Military-grade explosives. When your home improvement project requires ordnance disposal training, maybe it's time to call a professional. Number 12. The Airless Airhead. Welcome to Brazil in 2002, where one farmer discovered a beehive on his property and devised what he thought was a brilliant solution. Instead of calling a beekeeper or using proper protective equipment, he decided to smoke out the hive while wearing a plastic bag over his head as protection. But here's where his plan went fatally wrong. He forgot to cut air holes in the bag. While the bees remained completely undisturbed in their hive, our farmer suffocated under his homemade protective gear. Rescuers found him dead at the base of the tree, with the beehive completely intact above him. The bees didn't even have to defend themselves. This man managed to defeat himself before the battle even began. When your enemy doesn't even notice you're there because you've already eliminated yourself, you've achieved a special kind of failure. Number 11. The Unbreakable Office Windows. Here's where workplace demonstrations meet physics lessons. In 1993, Gary Hoy was a successful 38-year-old lawyer working on the 24th floor of a Toronto office building. He loved to impress visitors by throwing himself against the unbreakable windows to demonstrate their strength. The glass was indeed incredibly strong. Gary had performed this stunt many times before without incident. But on this particular day, while showing off to a group of articling students, something different happened. The window didn't break, but the frame gave way. Gary plummeted 24 floors to his death, technically proving that the glass was unbreakable, but the window frame was not. His final demonstration was tragically successful. The window remained intact as it fell with him. When you die proving you were technically correct, you've reached peak lawyer territory. Number 10. The Niagara Falls Jet Ski Jumper. Moving on to 1995, where Robert decided that Niagara Falls needed a daredevil to spice things up. His plan was brilliantly simple. Ride a jet ski off the falls, equipped with a rocket booster and parachute system for a safe landing. Robert had thought of everything. The rocket would propel him safely over the rocks, and the parachute would ensure a gentle descent. What he apparently didn't consider was that Niagara Falls involves a lot of water, and water has this annoying habit of soaking things. The water completely saturated his rocket booster, rendering it useless. His parachute failed to deploy properly, and Robert became an unplanned part of the Niagara Falls statistics. This man engineered an elaborate stunt, but forgot that the main feature of waterfalls is water. When your brilliant plan is defeated by the defining characteristic of your chosen location, you might need to reconsider your approach. Number 9. The Avalanche triggering sled neck. Here's where extreme sports meet extreme stupidity. In 2000, Walter from Fairbanks, Alaska, decided that avalanche warnings were merely suggestions for snowmobile enthusiasts like himself. Despite clear danger signals, he went high-marking, trying to ride his snowmobile as high up dangerous slopes as possible. Walter actually triggered a small avalanche earlier in the day and survived it. Most people would consider this a warning from nature to maybe head home and watch TV instead. But Walter interpreted this as encouragement to try again. On his second attempt, he triggered a much larger avalanche that buried him completely. Walter managed to survive nature's first warning shot, then immediately walked back into the danger zone for an encore. When Mother Nature gives you a free pass and you use it to ask for double or nothing, you've earned your Darwin Award. Number 8. The Brainless Bungee Jumper. Welcome to 1997, where Eric Barcia from Reston, Virginia, decided that professional bungee jumping was for people who enjoyed safety regulations. Eric's brilliant plan was to create his own bungee setup using store-bought bungee cords tied together. He carefully measured his 70-foot drop from the bridge and cut his makeshift bungee cord to exactly 70 feet. Eric had done the math, checked his measurements, and felt confident in his engineering. There was just one tiny detail he overlooked. Bungee cords stretch. When Eric jumped, his 70-foot cord stretched to well over 100 feet, turning his DIY bungee jump into a regular fall with style. This man did everything right except understand the basic physics of elastic materials. Number 7. The Mid-Mountain Road Bailout. Moving on to Idaho in 2001, where Marco was driving a van full of friends down a mountain road when his brakes failed. Faced with a potentially deadly situation for everyone in the vehicle, Marco made a split-second decision that defies all logic. Instead of warning his passengers or trying to steer the van to safety, Marco decided to save himself by jumping out of the moving vehicle. He leaped from the driver's seat, leaving his friends to face the runaway van without a driver. Marco's heroic self-rescue ended when he hit his head on the pavement and died instantly. Meanwhile, one of his passengers managed to grab the wheel and safely stop the van, saving everyone else. Marco literally died, running away from a problem that his friends then solved without him. This man faced a crisis and chose the one solution that guaranteed his death while abandoning everyone who trusted him. When your survival instinct kills you and your friends have to clean up your mess, you've achieved legendary levels of counterproductive panic. Number 6. The Free Soda Seekers. Here's where cheap meets deadly in the most ridiculous way possible. This story involves multiple people who were killed by vending machines while trying to get free sodas or money. CPSC is aware of at least 37 deaths and 113 injuries since 1978 that have resulted from consumers rocking or tilting the machines in an attempt to obtain free soda or money. Picture this. You want a free Coke, so you decide to rock a 900-pound vending machine back and forth until it falls over and crushes you to death. These machines are specifically designed to be top-heavy, with all the products stored in the upper section, making them incredibly unstable when tilted. But here's the kicker. The value of what they were trying to steal was usually less than $2, while vending machines cost thousands. These people literally died trying to steal pocket change from a machine worth more than most people's monthly rent. When your life is worth less than a can of Pepsi in your own estimation, you've earned your Darwin Award the hard way. Number 5. The Lava Lamp Launcher. Moving on to something that redefined what people considered appropriate heating methods. In 2004, 24-year-old Philip Quinn from Kent, Washington, had a lava lamp that wasn't working properly. The colorful blobs weren't moving around like they were supposed to, so Philip decided the solution was obvious: more heat. Instead of using the lamp's built-in 40-watt bulb like it was designed for, Philip placed his lava lamp directly on top of a hot stove burner to really get those blobs moving. The liquid inside was never meant to handle that much heat, and pressure began building up inside the sealed glass container. The lava lamp exploded with tremendous force, sending thick glass shards flying in all directions. One large piece of glass shot straight through Philip's chest and pierced his heart, killing him instantly. Police found no evidence of drugs or alcohol. He was completely sober when he decided a stove was the perfect way to fix his mood lighting. This man successfully turned a peaceful decorative lamp into a deadly projectile launcher because he thought more heat would make it work better. When your home decor doubles as a fragmentation grenade, you might want to read the instruction manual first. Number 4. The bulletproof test subject. Here's where misunderstanding physics meets terminal curiosity. In May 2015, 21-year-old Elijah Ray Lambert was hanging out with friends near Bannister Park in Carmichael, California, when they decided to test out a bulletproof vest. One of his friends put on the vest, and Lambert volunteered to shoot him to prove how safe he was. Lambert fired one shot at his friend wearing the bulletproof vest, but something went wrong. The vest either failed or the shot hit an unprotected area, and his friend died from the gunshot wound. What was meant as a playful test of protective equipment ended with Lambert being arrested for his friend's death. This wasn't a case of the equipment working as designed. This was a group of friends who thought shooting each other with real bullets was a safe way to test safety equipment. Lambert successfully proved that bulletproof vests aren't foolproof, while simultaneously demonstrating that using live ammunition to test anything is never a good idea. But when your science experiment involves getting shot on purpose and you forget that bulletproof doesn't mean idiot-proof, you've earned your Darwin Award the hard way. Number 3. The Lawnmower Hedge Trimmer. Welcome to the world of home improvement gone horribly wrong. This Darwin Award winner had overgrown hedges and decided that professional hedge trimmers were for people who enjoyed spending money on proper tools. His solution was to use his lawnmower as a hedge trimmer by lifting it above his head. Our innovative gardener hoisted his running lawnmower over his head to trim the top of his hedges, because apparently he thought gravity was optional when it came to power tools. The lawnmower slipped from his hands and fell directly onto him, killing him instantly with its spinning blade. He was found dead underneath his lawnmower with perfectly trimmed hedges above his body. This man successfully completed his landscaping project and eliminated himself from the gene pool simultaneously. When your gardening technique involves defying gravity with spinning death machines, you might want to stick to hand tools. Number 2. The Dynamite Teeth Puller. Moving on to something that redefined what people considered appropriate dental care. This Darwin Award winner had a painful toothache and decided that professional dentistry was for people who enjoyed expensive procedures. His solution was to use dynamite to remove the troublesome tooth. This amateur dentist tied a small stick of dynamite to his aching tooth with a piece of string, lit the fuse, and waited for his innovative oral surgery to begin. The explosion successfully removed not just the problematic tooth, but his entire head along with it. He solved his toothache permanently by removing all of his teeth simultaneously, along with everything else above his neck. This man looked at a minor dental problem and decided the solution involved military-grade explosives. When your healthcare plan includes TNT, you've probably missed a few steps in the treatment process. Number 1. The Ski Resort Sledge Thief. And here we have the most spectacularly stupid death story ever recorded. In 2008, David Monk, a 46-year-old British tourist, was vacationing at a ski resort in Sosdue, Italy. After a few drinks, David and his friends decided they needed some sledding action but didn't have a sledge. David's solution was pure genius. He stole a protective mat that was covering dangerous metal barriers on the ski slope. These mats were specifically designed to prevent people from crashing into deadly obstacles. David removed this safety equipment to use as his personal sledge. David and his friends hiked up the slope with their stolen sledge and began their descent. The ride was going perfectly until David crashed directly into the exact metal barrier his mat was meant to protect people from. The impact killed him instantly. This man literally removed a safety device, used it as a toy, and then died from the exact danger that device was designed to prevent. David created the hazard that killed him by stealing his own protection from it. It's like removing a fire extinguisher to use as a baseball bat, then dying in the fire you could have put out. David's death represents the perfect storm of poor judgment, theft, alcohol, ignoring safety measures, and creating the exact conditions for his own demise. When you die from a hazard you personally created by stealing your own protection from it, you've achieved the ultimate Darwin Award. And there you have it. The 15 most mind-bendingly stupid ways people have managed to remove themselves from the gene pool. From electric chair escapees who electrocuted themselves on toilets, to lawyers who proved windows work too well. These stories remind us that sometimes the greatest danger we face is our own decision-making. Which one of these made you question humanity's survival instincts the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you know any other spectacularly stupid death stories that somehow didn't make our list, drop those in the comments too. We might just make a part 2 featuring people who are somehow even more creatively self-destructive. If this video made you grateful for your own survival instincts, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Fact Shock for more mind-blowing content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. Thanks for watching, and remember, next time you're about to do something risky, ask yourself, would this story end up on a Darwin Awards list? If the answer is yes, maybe choose the safer option. Sometimes boring decisions are exactly what keep you alive to make more decisions. We'll see you in the next one, and hopefully it'll feature people who manage to survive their own questionable choices.